Hi friends, I am Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra and I shall be discussing about integration of NLP in academics with reference to making excellence a habit rather than an occasional occurrence. Friends, NLP integrates unleashing the power for success and happiness. Academics is just another kingdom to deliver the essence in the classrooms. Human excellence, as we know, is an art as well as a science. And it is as an art as a product of activity and science as a part of philosophy, with mandatory incorporation of tasks and routines to do a job with perfection and interest. And NLP allows that format to do. The neuro-linguistic programming, the NLP, derives the essence of learning via three terms. Neuro, the nerve communication network in the human body. Linguistic, the language you use to speak to yourself or others. And of course, programming, the operating instructions that create an outcome. Well, the neuro part integrates the five senses: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory. Visual includes the sights. Auditory defines sounds we hear. Kinesthetic defines the external feelings like touch of someone or something. Olfactory means smell. Gustatory means taste. And at the part of explanation for the linguistic definition says it defines the language and the other non-verbal communication systems through which our neural representations are coded and include pictures, sounds, feelings, tastes, smell, and of course some of the words at times. The programming part is an art to discover and utilize the instructions we run as our communication to ourselves and others to achieve our specific and desired outcomes. It is a tested and progressive model of how we communicate to ourselves and others. This technique was originally developed by Richard Bandler, John Grinder, and others in the year 1970s, and ever since it has been a part and parcel of learning to learn as a hobby, as a perfection. NLP integration in academics sounds a bit far-fetching for majority of the teachers and educators. Well, in fact, in academics, as a novice spectrum, the NLP integrates in discovering the art of knowing the students with their level of acceptance and learning in totality. The art and the science of how people communicate and influence and the effect that has on the other person is what is capsuling in this technique. Inculcating the vision of academic institutions and showcasing quality and excellence on a regular demand basis is a priority. Well, it is like how to use the language of mind to consistently achieve our specific and desired outcomes to deliver the knowledge aimed at the students, making them bold and great, making it a habit of the following: to attract what you expect, to reflect what you desire, and of course to become what you respect, mirror what you admire. Depending on the necessities for implementation of NLP, the subjective analysis within the classrooms attracts effective communication skills by teachers and of course replicating them to the students at large. The concept integrates the language of the mind to consistently achieve our specific and desired outcomes. The education delivery with excellence is a priority. After identifying the traits of the audience is hence an art which is being explored using the power of NLP. What we practice here is a wonderful trend of, for example, distractions in the classroom. We try to inculcate the power to identify the causes. And then, of course, teachers call their students, their kids, because they make great pride in everything they accomplish while in their class. And a distraction could be a lazy teacher with an attitude of poor handwriting, the shrill voice, but everything comes to count when the children are engaged in the classroom. They watch them learn. The children conquer challenges, explore, and become better human beings under the teacher's watch. Well, as a teacher, even I feel that if a child can't learn the way we teach, maybe we should teach the other way they learn. And that has to be the priority. The concept of NLP empowers in the teaching learning technique with few essence of being positive. Number one, being specified to the curriculum and engaging the child in the classroom. Every child should feel important in the classroom. And remember, the technique which we adopt while integrating the concept of NLP in the classroom, we need to abide by the presuppositions of NLP, which talks about a requisite of desire to respect for the other person's model of the world. The behavior and the change are not to be evaluated in terms of context and ecology. The resistance in a client, that is the student, is a real sign of a lack of rapport. So here, my dear friends, rapport building is a priority. And we need to do that. We need to incorporate rapport building as a priority. Secondly, mirroring in the classroom is a very, very effective means of implementing rapport building. As for mirroring people's body language to create rapport with them, well, of course, modeling comes the next process, which talks about repeating the process of how someone does something. And of course, changing is the process of how someone does something is known as creating the behavior change. Application of the conduct with pacing with the children is again a priority. This activates the joy with the kids when they encounter at ease and perforates learning as a resultant. Majorly and primarily, the teachers shower their students with thoughts, wisdom, knowledge, and celebrate the learning with them in the class. But that has to be a continuous, successful mantra for them and for the majority of the children in the classroom. Well, as a teacher, I would feel that how come we are going to address the following questions, particularly what comes in my mind, what follows further after, maybe what do we want the students to have or be able to, particularly how can we best help students to achieve what they want, or how will we know whether they have understood or achieved it or not, how do we close the top or the loop for further improvement. That is all is possible with the calibration of the behavior. And above all, the calibration talks about the possibility of learning to learn as a habit rather than an occasional occurrence. Well, I need to inculcate the feeling with the children that yes, learning is always a never-ending process. It's a never-ending process. Teamwork, cooperation, patience, dedication, simplicity, knowledge, and all desire to do more and being active in the classroom is a priority. And integration within classrooms comes with some ground rules of NLP. The first is people like people who are like people who are like themselves or who are like how they would like to be. The second presupposition which talks about NLP as a scenario is you have the resources to do whatever you want to do. My dear friends, if someone else can do something, you can do it too. NLP has the next rule which says there is no failure. It's always a feedback. And that gives a proper lesson to our students in the classroom that there is always tomorrow with a new future, with a new expectation, with a new delivery of orientation. And apart from that, we follow few presuppositions of NLP which talks about rapport. Rapport is created when respecting how others see the world. Behavior occurs in a context, and of course, all behavior is motivated by a positive intent. Resistant or the resistance in a person indicates, of course, a lack of rapport. And we need to be very, very particular on that. Behavior, people are not their behaviors. It may not be out of one incident. You can't judge a person out of the blue. Everyone does the best he or she can with the available resources. And remember, there is no such thing like failure. Yes, there is always a feedback. Teach information in small steps to ensure success, and above all, the very, very important presupposition for implementing NLP is the map is not the territory. How well you have communicated is indicated by the response you receive, and above all, integration of NLP is only possible to the best is through calibration on behavior. Remember, present behavior is not the best choice available. For children in the classroom, you cannot not communicate, and people have all the resources they need to succeed. What they want is confidence. What they want is the presupposition, implementation. It says the person with the most flexibility of behavior will control the system. Thank you and take care.